Welcome back to Ratchet and Clank. This actually is now the backtracking segment I did beforehand. This was done after I completed Hoven, but before I did Gemlic Base and Atlantis. So we have not beaten Quark in this one. We will be going back to the current time in the game. Halfway through this episode. So it's half backtracking, half new stuff. The reason why this was not done during either the Gemlic Base episode or the Atlantis episode, those were already 20 minutes. And I didn't really want to do like a full 30-minute thing. And they were already pretty basically they were pretty beefy. Yeah, that ship one.
You know, I do like how the ship moving you, it doesn't have like loading screen, but it actually just takes you to a different part.
Yeah, it's essentially a mini loading screen.
Well, it's a mini loading screen, but without it being a loading screen.
Yeah.
Like you can still move on a hovercraft or hoverboard,
hovercraft.
Alright.
Yeah, a good example of those are God, my brain's slipping on that. My brain's slipping on a good example of that.
But the reason why I find it impressive is because I know from the PlayStation 2 that it's kind of
hard to
do something like
that. Yeah.
It's the weakest of all the consoles, so you know because of that, a lot of like PS2 versions of multi-platform games have like loading screens between certain parts. But to see it like this, where it's just a loading screen without it being a loading screen, that's the kind of thing I do find you know really interesting.
Yep.
And kind of innovative as well.
It really is.
Big world. You didn't really see those on the, PlayStation 1, so it's also kind of just a showcase of how far and impressive the technology got between the two PlayStations. Because let's be real, like out of all the PlayStations and their generation to generation improvements, the biggest one was definitely going from the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, the PlayStation 3 did bring a lot of, like, genuine improvements, like a hard drive, but in terms of graphics, like...
Hey, the plumber's back.
We're HD now,
yeah,
and the PlayStation 4, it was basically just... At first, it was just a souped-up PlayStation 3, but with a more, sense-making architecture, so developers could actually whip out games pretty quickly. And then the PlayStation 5 was just like,
and actually,
hey, we have a new PlayStation, guys. Incidentally, I do like the PlayStation 5 over time, but I do still feel like we could have held on to the PS4, but you know how technology is.
Yeah.
Always gotta move on for the sake of moving on, you know?
Yeah. This one's a little bit better than what we had to do in Hoven, mostly because you're not constantly bombarded with stuff you have to shoot at, ignoring your objective. Like, yeah, you can they do shoot missiles, but it's like they don't shoot them super frequently that, oh hey, you have to stop shooting at them at the blimps, at the airships for way too long. So honestly, this actually is a very big improvement over that segment. And yes, you can actually fall. You can actually fail this. You can actually fail this. If you do,
I mean, obviously.
If you do fail it, you get a cutscene of the plumber waking you up. That one was me not really paying attention to the thing, but I also had like one left. And then I basically took a hit and was almost left with one hit.
Okay, I do find it kind of misleading because the way the chunks got taken off your health radar thing, it kind of looked like you could only take 3 hits.
Yeah.
But apparently it takes 4 to kill you.
Yeah. I was seriously going, it's like, come on, just die already.
But
like,
I will
seriously.
say, I definitely find this better than the that one defense mission from San Andreas where you had to fend off RC planes with a minigun.
Yeah.
Like that mission, I feel plenty of times to say as a kid, and this looks like the kind of thing you can do first time. And if you struggle with it, maybe 5.
What a cheap old man he was. Well, see you around sometime.
Since you now own the metal detector, a bolt icon will show up on screen whenever
Yeah, this is basically detailing the metal detector that I showed off in Atlantis.
To the buried bolts.
Okay, I was actually about to say, what's this metal detector looking thing, but then the game just literally said like, hey, this
I
is
also
a metal
explained
detector.
they explained this 2 episodes ago, Edgy.
And the beeping will become faster. Continue
Yeah, but 2 episodes ago, that was 1 week ago, and I've been busy with
The
working.
metal detector will suck them out of
Alright, I've had other things in my brain.
And no, this is not really all that helpful in terms of getting bolts. I mean, it's not
like
bad.
it's like 50 of them.
Yeah, around 50. It's really not
so-
helpful. Sadly, they
if
don't
you had-
bring this
so
back
that
for
means
the
that
other
if you
2
have
games.
if you have 10,000 bolts, you only need to do it like what, 2,000 times?
Yeah.
And there you go, dying like a chump.
And I magically wound
And-
up
and-
back on Novalis.
Wow, how long were you unconscious to drift to strand on these seas or on these waters?
Yeah, this is for the last gold bolt of Hobbit, which you actually do need the hydro pack for, because otherwise the current will push you back.
Oh, this looks painful even with the hydro pack.
It kind of does. They don't do this a whole lot though. They do not make you go against current a whole lot. The hydro pack is mostly basically to allow you to move faster in water.
Right, so it's like in Mario Galaxy when you keep shaking the wheel underwater.
Unless if you're Luigi.
Nah, even if you're Luigi, you can do that.
That drains his air.
Yeah, Luigi's got enough air.
Okay. When you do Galaxy, are you doing Luigi or are you doing Mario?
That's a good question. I need to look back at my recordings.
So if you're doing Luigi, I expect you to be spinning everywhere in the water.
Alright, I've already got a Mario game recorded, and it's not Galaxy.
And yet you're not letting your D-pad take Galaxy, because you already have half of that recorded at this time.
Yeah. Besides, that's classified information you're leaking. That's only for split screen members to know.
Oh, come on. I didn't say what exactly you did instead of Galaxy. For all we know, you could have done Galaxy 2. Well, for all
Because
they
I didn't
know.
do Galaxy 2. Ain't that right, D-pad?
Ah, screw you. God damn it. Anyway, we are finally back here on Aradia because, oh yeah, we won a hoverboard race.
Fantastic! You got
That's
There's
pretty
also
neat.
another gold bolt.
So,
here.
so like, what kind of wormhole generator is Ratchet using to achieve all these swift transfer speeds?
That is a sonic
Hyperspeed.
summoner. It is used to attract sand mice.
This ain't no fucking Star Wars.
Yes, sis.
Well, I'm off to finalize the paperwork.
Oh yeah. So you're telling me that on
He
another
never gets back
planet,
to us.
pretty
He never gets
close,
back to us, by the way.
The sonic summoner allows you
He
to
never
interact
gets back
with
to us.
mysterious and intelligent sand mice species, despite their innocent
I
appearance.
okay.
Sand mice are very
This one
effective
part
and
of that
aggressive
scene
hunters.
shows you doing
Simply
the
equip
mission
the
for
sonic summoner
Skid
when you are near a sand
with a
mouse
sand
house,
mouse.
and a mouse will emerge
Also,
to
I'm
greet you.
curious about one thing. Are
The mouse
these
likes
are
you,
these
hitting it off for a
pre-rendered?
bit of high
I
caliber
think they are, but
tactical
honestly, I was gonna say they show you doing the sand shark thing, you know, where you had to kill them all for Skid, so he'd give you the hoverboard. What build was that? Because you need to beat that mission in order to be able to get the trophy.
Right.
That's one
But,
thing
yeah,
that's always kind of bugged me. What build was that? Is that version?
I mean, to be fair, I do always find it hilarious when they show footage of the game, and if you know a bit about it, you know that it doesn't make sense, or it's not supposed to be like that. Like I remember when in the Nintendo Direct they announced that the Ezio collection was heading to the Switch. I could tell from the amount of health bars or health cubes that Ezio had at the moment. He was not supposed to have that few health chunks at that part of the game because the recorded footage was already in Venice.
Well, maybe the player was just that good. Maybe the player was just that good.
What, you're insinuating that they were sequence breaking?
Yes.
To be fair, it does sound like a Ubisoft game to be able to do.
Oh, for real. Okay, how do you get more health tips in Assassin's Creed 2?
Well, it's pretty simple. You get them throughout the plot.
Okay, so
And-
they're plot rewards. Okay.
You get them throughout the plot, but you also get some by collecting what the game calls codex pieces, and you do actually need all the codex pieces
You get a full health.
to complete the game.
Okay.
Like the final requirement is getting all the pieces, and I believe there is 28 of them, and every 4 pieces you have,
You get a new health kit. Okay.
you have to go to Leonardo first, and then you get a free health point. And you also get health points based on the armor you have.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing Assassin's Creed 2 for the channel, but the problem is I have no clue what version I play. Like, you know, do I play the PC version for, I guess, the most optimal visuals, but be locked to 1080p? Do I play the PS4 /PS4 Pro version for the 4K visuals, but 30 FPS? Do I play the Xbox One version on Series X, so I have FPS boost and play them at 60 frames per second, but only at 1080p? Or do I play the Switch version,
Be serious.
which is
I tried.
the Switch version?
And now we have the persuader. As you saw in the cutscenes before this episode, it is on Ratchet's belt.
Trust you not to take advantage of this unsupported product.
And also note, this does not affect the nanotech sodas. It just affects Gadgetron vendors. One little thing I do think they could have done though is they could have had it work on Quark
I got some great bargains for you.
when you're buying the the PDA. Anyway, now it's back to basically be real time, and we head to Planet Core 2 for the first of 2 visits. We actually visit this planet twice, both story related.
Well,
Alright.
I guess Quark didn't eliminate them.
And is it like an interactive cutscene, or are there actual things to collect during this?
In the first visit, you can only go in one direction. In the second visit, you actually get access to a. Well, okay, the main planet is called Robot Factory. You're not going to the factory until after the planet you get to from the path you go in the first visit to Core 2.
Alright.
So you're doing it twice. This first mission takes you to a new planet so you can get an item to fully explore the rest of Core 2. The second visit is basically going for story.
Alright. And I might as well just ask this because we have about I believe four episodes to go, but have we reached the part where we have the full arsenal /
Yes.
Equipment?
Yes.
Right, so
yes. The last weapon you can buy is the Tesla coil, which is basically just the electric tax from those one robots from Atlantis. It's actually not a bad weapon.
I kind of got that idea from Tesla coil.
Yep. Like I said, it's actually not a bad weapon. I just don't buy it because. Oh, go ahead.
Are you being timed for like a
The electricity.
gold bolt, or-
The electricity.
Ah.
Because you will die if you basically jump right into the electrified water.
Also, like electrical. I don't think electricity works that way.
Yeah, I don't get it either. To stop questioning it.
No, it's. Look, I know the thing or two about electricity. All right. I eat anti-static wristbands for breakfast.
Jesus Christ, Edgy.
They're pretty nutritious.
God damn it. Now we have the bolt grabber, so now we can grab bolts from a lot longer distance.
Yeah, I kind of feel like these. I'm glad you didn't have to pay for this one, because I'm kind of thinking about the get more orbs ability from Devil May Cry 5, which all it does is like have a bigger radius for attracting them, and it costs like a lot of money when in reality you don't. The value isn't that high.
Yeah, it's not that useful for basically the price it is and what it does.
Yeah,
Like,
and the moment you can afford to, waste your money is, the moment where you can afford to waste your money. So all the important stuff you already got. So
yeah, that factory is not where we go in the second visit. The way past the bridge that we were just on is where we're going for the first visit. But first, I am doing being a greedy bastard. Just, hey, look at our bolt counter. We are 20k. We are almost to being able to buy the last health upgrade.
you're saying that we're halfway there.
No.
There was only one right response to that, and you failed.
No, because if I was at 15k, then yes, I would be halfway there.
Wow!
Fuck you.
That was the appropriate response.
Yeah, we have more of those robots from Atlantis. Sadly. Luckily, they are not as numerous as what they were in Atlantis. Because honestly, Atlantis and Poketaro are just two really bad difficulty spikes. I do love getting an enemy on the backswing of the Comet Strike.
I like how you can use your hammer as a boomerang.
Yeah. I mean, hell, Kingdom Hearts does it too.
Well, yeah, but Kingdom Hearts is a bit more fantasy focused. I mean, I know that you're playing as like, I don't know, an orange mouse, but like, there's still somewhat physics slash, not realism, but you can tell that there's a bunch of rules. And Kingdom Hearts, it's like, yeah, this is Disney, bitch. I do need to continue playing Kingdom Hearts. It's just...
You don't like RPGs.
Well, okay, you know, we can joke about it all we want, but I don't think the problem is that I don't like RPGs. I just think that the problem is that I don't like games that are particularly long. Like, as somebody who has a large backlog, like... I mean... Look, I know that a backlog, the only way to solve it is by actually starting to play the games you have on your backlog, but the biggest mistake that I made is just having so many games on my backlog. Like, the one that's kind of been staring at me since, I want to say 2019, 2020, was Red Dead Redemption 2. I still need to even boot that game up in the first place. I recently purchased Tales of Symphonia Remastered because it was $15, and the only version they had available was a Steelbook edition. So that's kind of haunting me on my shelf at this point. There's what is Kingdom Hearts, as mentioned before. There's the Sly trilogy.
Chicks dig giant robots. Guys dig giant robots. We dig giant robots. The first three games have at least one giant Clank segment. This is kind of the most basic one.
Okay, so is this like the equivalent of when your wife decides to take control?
I guess. Also, one thing I do like about these segments, at least the ones in 1 and 2. 3 does not have this for the giant Clank segment. Ratchet's on Clank's back. Okay, interesting. Okay, so
When your energy bar is
if you
full,
were to
best
in the original version, I might be getting this wrong. Actually, real quick, let me look this up so I can explain this glitch properly, because this is actually the area with money grinding.
Yeah, because I was about to say, you're earning like a ridiculous amount of money here.
Yeah.
Or not ridiculous, but I know that wasn't your tally at like 26k at the start of this?
I think.
So can you return to this at all times, or is this a one-time only event?
Hold on a minute. I'm trying to find this. Find this real quick so I can explain this properly. In the meantime, enjoy Clank just destroying a lot of stuff.
Well done! Now just step into the machine and we'll see what happens.
Nice to have you back, I guess.
I've recalibrated the controls to allow only your specific circuit pattern.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know how to thank you two. Maybe this'll help.
New! From
There we go.
Gadgetron, the makers of weapons
Oh,
and
yeah,
other
this
fine
is
products
this we
come
missed
What is
from
that
the
chicken?
Hollow Guys. You can fool
The
robots
chicken was so
into thinking you're
low
one of them.
resolution. What the fuck?
Match your wits against other robots. Work on robotic assembly lines.
Okay, so in
Attend
order to
robot
get the
parties.
maximum
The Hollow
bolts,
Guys.
you need to
Available only
turn
at
to
Gadgetron
Giant Clank
headquarters
and
for a
go
limited
go
time.
to the entrance
Only
of the
legal
battle
prices,
arena
only in sanctuary
and
areas.
fall
You will
off
not
the
actually
platform that
become a
is right
robot.
before you enter it. You should restart the location right before you enter the arena. If you do,
Robots are not so
press
easily
circle to fire
fooled.
helicopters on the right.
What's that? What?
Enter the... Yeah. Basically, it's just repeating that battle method. Battle method over and over until you get a lot of bolts. That doesn't really work a whole lot in this version, though, sadly. That was just the original PS2. It still works, but it's still kind of really annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
it's always lovely when they patch out the fun stuff. Or like the
Hint,
bullshit
hint,
skippers.
that Vicarious Visions and Hot Cocoa.
No, we've been through this before. That's because of online leaderboards.
Who cares about online leaderboards?
Activision does.
Well, I don't.
Well, you're not Activision.
God damn it! If D-Pad was here, he would get what I was
Well,
referencing.
D-Pad isn't Activision either.
No, he would have known that was a SpongeBob reference. Gasped and said, "You." He would have gotten that. I swear to God.